Good afternoon, Anne.
Hi,
How are
Matt.
you?
How are you?
I am doing great. Actually, it's your good morning, my
I'm
afternoon.
good morning. You're good
Yeah.
afternoon. I'm still on coffee, and you're moving to a sports drink or water. Is that
Just
water?
water, smart
Oh,
water.
mm,
I heard it
love
makes you
that.
smart, so that's why I drink it.
That's good. We need to continue getting smarter. I actually went to an event yesterday in Denver that made me smarter. It was the CU Boulder Lead School of Business Economic Update and Business Forecast for Colorado in 2026. And it was fascinating. And it was free. And it had hundreds of people and panel breakouts. It was really well done. So I'm going to publicly applaud them for that because I learned so much and have a thick bound book of the 2026 forecast on Colorado business, which is great. I don't know if I'm ever going to get into it, but it's really, really good.
Okay.
It's good.
Wait, how did you get involved in that stuff?
Yeah, good question. I network. I meet people all the time. That's part of business development for me. And I was meeting with I went to an Inglewood Chamber of Commerce coffee meeting because our office for Fix and Form is in Inglewood, and I do a lot
Mm-hmm.
of work in Inglewood. And so I was at this chamber meeting and I met this man named Joshua, who is a very intelligent recruiter. And he just meets a ton of people. And so I love recruiters because they meet a ton of people. So then you get in their good graces and then you tell them who you're looking to meet. And then because they're already meeting so many people, then that's how I get introductions. So yeah, he and I vibed. We went to coffee and he knew about it. He said, you need to be at this. Especially I was telling him that Fix and Form was transitioning to just Denver. And so we have officially today, the email signature map makes it official. So I changed my email signature today and I realized we fucking did it. We're official. So Fix and Form is now called Denver Branding Firm, and
Okay.
switched it intentionally from agency to firm.
Mm-hmm.
If you actually look up the description of the words firm versus agency, it's just right in line with our branding. But Fix and Form used to serve clients nationwide and used to really focus on small businesses and developing small businesses and startups. And we've started many, many brands that we're proud of. However, we're growing. And in 2026, we are going local. My team, I'm actually hiring a few more people. So I think I'll have 9 or 10. It's kind of wild. All contractors. I'm calling them the Denver Dream Team. It's my roster, my bench. And we are now Denver Branding Firm versus Denver's Branding Firm because the apostrophe always messes everybody up. It's just a Denver Branding Firm. And we were a strategic branding agency. And now we are more local. So we don't need to talk about Fix and Form stakes. I want to talk to you about some other things I'm working on, but that felt really big and that was exciting.
Well, that's great. I mean, now you're going to next year, like kind of ready to go, right?
So ready. And Shannon and I are working on the website and we're going to revamp the whole thing. And last night, actually driving home from this event, I was really inspired. They actually had the executive vice president of brand of Crocs, and her name is also Anne with an E. Yay!
Mm-hmm.
And she spoke, and it was so empowering because Crocs is doing phenomenally well as a global brand. And to hear she was a CFO and she had been with the company like 14 years in different roles. And now she's head of brand and she's an EVP. And just hearing her thought process of growing that brand and how they were meeting customers where they were and competing with Nike. And it was fascinating. And then I went to a panel where the CEO of Rudy's Bread Company exists. Do you guys have Rudy's down there?
I'm sure there's a Rudy's, but probably not the same one.
Yeah, so it's a bakery, but they are a bread company, and Rudy's is a phenomenal Colorado brand, and it's locally grown, and it's Rocky Mountain Bakery.
Mm-hmm.
And I was listening to her, and she's the CEO, and she was phenomenal. I'm going to see if I can remember. I think it's Jane Miller, and she was so inspiring because she ended up selling the company years ago as a CEO, and then the company who acquired it threw it into the ground. It was awful. It tanked. The whole bread market and bakery market changed. And then she said the GLP-1s have changed food and the food industry because people aren't eating bread and they're not eating a whole lot anyway. And I didn't know that. 1 in 4 people in America is on a GLP-1 right now.
Hmm.
I did not know it was that
Yeah,
high.
I think I knew that. Yeah,
That's
pretty
crazy.
recent.
And it was just it's getting fed, right? Like I always say, like I love going to things to learn. And then you get fed as a CEO. And so I'm sitting there thinking about my own shit, of course, and I'm listening to these legends and these visionaries and these women in these powerful leadership roles, and I'm like, oh, and it just unlocks something. It's a really great creative process for me. And then on the drive home in the dark, I literally had the whole flash, finally, of the whole vision of the new Fix and Form website and what I wanted it to look like. I got down to like nitty gritty details. I was car dancing, which is what I always do. I had my music pumped up and I was driving home and I just saw the new website flash before my eyes. And Shannon's been asking me for a brand guidebook and like a vision plan for over a month. And I'm like, and I've been stalling. And I thought I was the failure. And I was like, I'm so sorry I haven't done it. It's because I wasn't ready. Intuitively, I was stalling because it wasn't ready. So I practiced the pitch of the new Fix and Form at this event. So it was all C-suite and executive leaders in Denver, which is our new clientele. We're growing up to medium and large size business branding projects only. And I practiced it. It hit. I figured out what was catchy, what, didn't really need to be there. And then I got the final confirmation of things. And I was like, we're a Denver branding firm. That's what we are. And the word firm is hitting people so much better than agency.
Well, it's alternating, right? So like, I think 15 years ago, firm was in reverse role. Right. So it was like, if you heard firm, it felt too corporate. It just didn't feel like you're going to get personality. But now everyone's agency. And agency has like a cheapness to it right now, that didn't have it before.
Yeah.
And it's just because you saturate, once everyone puts that name, right, you saturate the market and then all the value gets lowered. So I think it's just, it's just like trends, right? I mean, like right now,
totally
baggy pants that's hitting the ground is like the trend.
Jinkos?
But then that was like 20 years ago. And
Jinkos? I had my favorite pair of dark turquoise Jinko pants. And I wore those with my steel-toed Doc Marten boots for like days. Like I would not wash them. Yeah. Days on end. And my Gwen Stefani red lipstick. Oh, yeah. Jinkos are back. It's a problem. And platform boots. And I can't get behind it. I'm 41. I don't do that shit.
Platform boots are hilarious. So in Asia, they're actually more unisex. Like
they are.
Yeah. And it's like, what is going on? That's a little bit of a culture shock for me. So I saw that. I was like, okay, that's a thing.
Yeah. What I wanted to talk to you about today was a Anne Gillespie brand update, the personal brand of Anne. I'm so excited about this. This has been such a rocky roller coaster journey. And I love that you're on it with me. And like it goes day by day. It's not even week by week. It's like day by day. Some days I'm like, what am I doing? I'm a failure. I don't even know. I'm paralyzed. I can't even do a thing. I'm like going to Steve with my media team. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. And he's like, yes, you do. Shut up. Yes, you do. And I'm like, right, I do. I'm in my own way. And it's really good. I mean, we have a really good relationship and it's very much like, he pushes back on me all the time, which is what I feel I do to people I work with, which is great. And you're there as a brand consultant to get them out of their own shit, which is great. That's what you need. That's what you hire for. So I'm really proud of myself because this week I've had a lot of clarity on what I actually need to do, the next steps for these goals. And I've dwindled it down to just these 2 goals right now, which has been so helpful. Finally, I'm not working on 1,000 things. And I will look at things and say, does this contribute to this goal? And if it doesn't, then I'm ignoring it. Even emails. I'll write the person back, say, hey, I'm going to address this in January. Have a great holiday season. I've pushed so many of my just catch up networking coffee chat meetings that I normally always have all to January. And I said, I'm really focusing December on some year-end goals. I'll see you next year. And it feels so good. And so just protecting that time, I have like hours and hours over the next 3 weeks blocked for.
So what are the 2 goals though?
Oh, okay. The 2 goals are booking a keynote speech in January. Okay. Just one. I know there's going to be more to follow, but I'm just booking my first official keynote speech with intention. I have spoken before, like I've said, and I've hosted and emceed and done like random events here and there, never with intentionality of it being my job. And so I'm not new to speaking. I've been speaking since I was like a teenager, especially with all the theater. I've always been dubbed to like get on the mic. People are like, oh, have Anne do it. Right. It was always like the shit job. And I'm like, no, I love this, guys. It's good. I feel like it's the first time I'm making it like a job, which is making me grow up with it. I'm like, okay, I actually need to apply for this thing, which is new. So booking a keynote speech in January.
Okay.
Paid or free. I actually sent out an email. You saw that. Like, may I trade your stage for 30 minutes of just giving away a 30-minute keynote, just because I need the content. I need an audience. I need a stage.
You need a couple of use cases.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Like even one use case helps bring the second use case, and then you're
got
good.
it. You just have to do the damn thing. You can think about something all day long, but you got to go do it. And I can't go book studio space somewhere alone and give a keynote like for my reel. I mean, I could, and you could kind of finagle it and make it look like there's people there and do that, but that feels inauthentic to me. So I'm just like, I'm going to go put myself out there and authentically use, because that's the other thing. I want to actually hit on this today on this episode. There's a lot of ways to get what you need to get ahead in whatever it is that you're looking to do in your career. And you have to ask yourself, if you do that and it works, are you going to look back on that and be proud? Right? And so that's like an integrity thing. And so I even told my husband, I was like, yo, we could just go film. I could film something in the basement with a white wall behind me and then use my AI tools that I know and put myself on a stage with an audience in front of me, and I'd have my keynote for my speaker reel. And that's the speaker reels, which you need to apply to get speaking jobs, right? That's your resume. And I thought about that, and we were almost going to do it. And we're like, let's just do it so we have it, right? And then I thought, and I was like, if this works, how am I going to feel about that? Am I going to feel like I led in a way that was authentic to me and the whole fucking brand that we're building of Anne, which is like extreme authenticity and acting in your truth? Or is it going to feel like I just got something done quickly and cheated to just like get bookings and just get it done, which it felt like the latter to me. So for me, I had to own that truth and say, I have to do the hard thing. Cause that for me, I was cheating. I was trying to skip the hard thing, which is being scrappy, being hungry, putting myself out there, emailing, doing content, doing blog posts about speaking engagements. We've shifted our marketing. I let all my marketing people know, hey, social, blog posts, anything that's going out on Fix and Form, I want Anne as a speaker and booking Anne as a speaker at the forefront of our purpose, because that's my one of two goals. I'll share my second goal too. So I had to go back to my ethics, and I had to say, I'm technically savvy. I could get what I need to then go book and have this real. Is that going to feel good when I do it? Or am I going to feel like I kind of cheated the hard stuff, which is going out to get the actual practice of speaking, because I'm not ready. I haven't been this polished.
I have two things. One, just the aspect. I love the idea that your first principles are governing where you're going. Right. That's like most people bend to the will of what others are doing, trend following, and because it's easier. I think the first principles is, will last forever, right? So that kind of guides you. So, right, so that helps. The second thing is, and this is where I see it a little bit differently, it's not whether this is only for me, not in the context of my stuff, not yours, but it's not necessarily unauthentic. It just makes no difference. If you think about it, whether you fake a video or whether you do it in a boring format, right? Whatever you do, both of them are most likely not going to get any traction anyways. You're just putting on the internet, right? The internet's very big. You can't just say, put it only in the Denver internet for the people I'm only looking for to target. right? You could do with an ad. Yeah, but people know it's an ad. No one's going to watch. No one's really going to entertain with it unless you do a really long campaign anyway. So if you think about it, it doesn't matter what you do, whether you put a lot of effort into creating something fake or you do something really authentic. Both scenarios most likely won't get that much reach. I mean, it's a pessimistic view, but I mean, just being realistic. Like it's like drawing lottery. Like what's one video going to do in terms of your career right now? So if you think of it like that. Both of them are a waste of time, but what makes a lot more sense is at least like the email campaign, right? Okay, that's your own network. You know, those folks are, as we know with the podcast, your network is extremely strong. Yes. And
78% open rate on that email, Matt.
I don't even get 1/10.
4 unsubscribes. That's it.
I don't get 1/10 of that. I get a lot more unsubscribe. I send an email. It's
if you are in my network and my email list, thank you so much. I love you so much. Okay, carry on.
Yeah, my email list, people don't want to hear from me. It's a different business, but I mean, like, that's just how
I've
it
already
is.
had a few leads from that email too. I've already had someone says, we need to talk about, I've got some ideas on that. And then, hey, did you know about this? Would you apply to this? And this is part of my update state. So I'll let you finish and then I'll.
Yeah. So last thing, you could go on your second goal, which is, the email was really great, but then on top of it, you're doing something different. And actually what the things that you're doing like wildly different are most likely going to make a bigger impact, right? You're going out, you've never done this, you've never done that positioning before. And then you're also just saying, well, fuck it. I'm just going to do this as pro bono or just like an exchange of something versus like a typical cash deal. Yeah. And I think like that shows you have skin in it. Like, it feels like you have skin in the game, and that's something you can't get anywhere else. And that's what I think that's what maybe a business or entity that might want to hire you, I think that's what they're looking for. I think so. That feels so then if you compare it with like the video idea, like whether you do an authentic one or not, it doesn't matter, because you'll never reach the same level of impact that maybe that one idea that you had with the email would have. So that's how I measure things. You measure based on impact, right?
Oh, right. You've said that before. Yep. I agree with you.
That's why I love that. And what I'm hearing is like, okay, maybe 3 months, 2 months, even last month, I was like, well, I don't know where Anne's going with this. Well, now you're actually executing, and this feels great.
Yay. Yeah, because I'm shipping it. I'm speaking Matt's language, shipping it. I would say I thank you for that feedback on the email. I loved the idea of trading your stage for a 30-minute keynote, because they are going to have the event. They are going to have, whatever the thing is, which today I just literally went and applied as a speaker for my first time ever, that I went and found an event in March and it said, apply to be a speaker. And I was like, why does this feel so big? It's not, but it was the first of like thousands that I feel are going to come in my career next, that I did it and I applied as a speaker. So first it took me associating as a speaker, which has been, as you know, a huge hurdle in this kind of transition of intentionality in my work. And now I'm like, I am a speaker. Right. So I speak it and it's true. Now it's on all my email signatures. It's on all my fucking bios everywhere. I'm like, I'm putting my stake in the sand. We're here. Anne's a speaker. And then...
You're actually a very good speaker. So it's not the fact that you just put in a title. You've been a speaker this whole time.
Give me a mic. And so then it was like, apply to be a speaker. And I had all the knots in my stomach all of a sudden come up. And I'm like, who is trying to keep me small? Who's holding me back right now? And I literally talked to my stomach and I was like, you can shut the fuck up, because we're doing this and we're going and it's great. And so it was this huge HR Disrupt event. And a lot of my talks are really great with HR, because it's a lot about humans at work and work-life balance and ethics and self-development and all of the healing. And a lot of that's HR focused too. I was like, what an amazing event. And that came from somebody responding to that email campaign. They said, I don't know if your talks would align with this event. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh, like 1,000%. And she's like, here you go. And sent me the link directly to the speaker application page. And I was like, oh, like applied. Thank you. Done. Already sent it, shipped it. And I was like, okay, I did it. So now all I'm going to have my chat do is just scour the web for, I put my content pillars in there of my brand Bible. And I just said, all right, based on all of these topics that I can speak on, this is my brand Bible. This is how I'm going to show up. Go find any event that has a speaker application link on it and compile a list for me of all of these places I can go start applying. And I'm just going to automate that admin piece, so I'm not wasting my time researching.
Did you already automate it right now?
I already automated it.
What do you do? What do you use?
It's literally just my chat GPT. I just
Did you use Atlas?
No, I just set up my chat GPT to like do a function. It's like working the project.
The reason why I was asking, because I think that function works based off what chat GPT knows.
Okay.
But as you know, they're not trained in real time.
Oh.
So events that maybe are doing submissions now may not have that link. And I'm sure it has some type of way to crawl to, but I don't think it's I'm not quite sure if it's doing actual crawling a lot with that function.
So
Versus if you use Atlas, I mean, it takes a little more work, but if you just open up Atlas and just say, hey, go find some events in Denver.
Yeah.
Then it's actually looking at real live links in real time.
Good idea. Okay, so use Atlas for this?
I think it's both. I'm not saying like one or the other. It's like just expand the horizon a little bit, and then you can find.
Well, and then I can ask it to do it by location. So if I don't want to travel at first, maybe I just want to get my sea legs under me in all of Denver. There's so much in Colorado to do. I think I can like narrow it in then on the location of it, and then the date, and then, you know, when is the application still open? You know, I can prompt it with a lot of that stuff. That's a good idea though.
And one other improvement thing too, because I used to do before I even ran businesses, I started doing speaking for front end development. And during that path, one of the shortcuts was just speak at a big conference. It doesn't matter where, just go to that big conference and speak. Because when you come back home, it's much easier to get bookings anywhere and organic. Now it's like the reverse happens. They want you to come and talk about what you talked at the big conference, but here and locally. And that spreads. That's
a great idea. Actually, that's a great idea because it just takes one. This is also going back to that whole reason of doing AI to just mock up, you know, a video in my basement to be like it's on stage versus like actually doing it. When you're actually doing it, there's several things that happen. One, I'm practicing the thing that I'm trying to apply to do, and I need more practice doing the thing. Two, that is your resume builder because you're talking with people in the event space who book speakers, and they probably plan other events and book speakers. And so then you're building your relationships.
But that's true, but that's such over-analysis. All you have to do is just do it. It's actually much more simpler to just say, only do real speaking engagements.
Just do it.
Because all the other stuff doesn't matter. The over-analysis of whether you do it or not doesn't change. That's true. Doesn't really
you just
change
do it,
anything.
And it gets more. Okay, so the second goal, I want to hit this before our time's up today. The second goal I'm working on, aside from just booking a keynote for February or for January, is pitching more and selling just my brand therapy sessions. So I have had just my strategic brand therapy sessions, the small, medium, and large, if you will. That really just helps executive leadership, business founders, and business owners get unstuck. And it could be things like, is our brand story really telling the truth? Are we really putting the people of our business out front the way we want to? Are we really selling what it is that we actually do? Then are we just explaining that accurately on the website? Does our website convert, and does it really make people want to work with us? And these are all these triggers that people go, well, branding is so vague. I'm going to break it down for you. So I've started putting together some content ideas around just those triggers of like conversation style. And I even asked Shannon, she brought me into this amazing client that I'm working with right now. They're an international placement for academia. So boarding schools or global placement or working with State Department families who need to have their children in global academics. And then also there's the therapy side with troubling behavior. And I'm working all through brand therapy with them. And Shannon was doing their website. And after several rounds of going back on revisions, she realized they actually were stuck on some of these triggers of like who we actually are and what our story is. It's not the layout of the website and what Shannon was doing. They hadn't done brand work. And this was a great trigger of a referral partner who does creative work. And this is why I often refer with and relate with solopreneurs like a Shannon who's doing a lot of creative logo work, website work, and they haven't done the brand therapy part. And not everybody needs brand therapy, I will say that, but there are definitely those leaders who have not done really any of it, and they just don't know what that story needs to be. And they're expecting it to come out in the creative process, but that's not what it's designed to do. The therapy and the strategy needs to come first through talk therapy, through strategy, through a strategic planning session. So I have found that I can right now, for how big everything feels, I can operate and work several brand therapy clients at one time while I'm also building my speaking brand and my personal brand. And it doesn't force me to go through the rebranding and like hiring and all of the things I'm doing. I'm kind of taking Fix and Form in a new direction. Yes, every creative branding process that Fix and Form does starts with my brand therapy. Every client goes through that. But that doesn't mean that they're mutually exclusive. They don't have to happen together always. So I could find someone that takes through my brand therapy session, and then they need the full work and the branding of Fix and Form. And that's great. It's a lead generation for that. But I was always thinking of selling my brand therapy with the intent of having it be a large Fix and Form client. And our branding projects are 3 to 6 months and take a lot of your time. But then I realized not everybody needs that. And they're not even, and brand therapy could work exclusively of all of that. And also, I don't have all of that figured out right now, nor is that a goal. That's a goal for next year. So right now, Anne can deliver. And then everyone's like, well, if we were going to do an affiliate program for your personal brand, what are you selling? And I was like, at first I felt empty and like a failure. And I was like, I don't want to do a mastermind. I don't want to do a webinar. I don't want to do a workshop. I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to coach. And I was like, fuck, I'm a brand therapist and I sell brand therapy packages left and right. That's my offer. That's me. And that's not taking me out of my comfort zone to be like a business coach, even though I kind of am. But it was really fascinating. I was like, it's sitting there the whole time. I just had to associate it with, it's also a selling point on my personal brand too, because it's what I am. It's what I do. So anyway, selling brand therapy for revenue. And that's me. That's Anne as a consultant. That's me. I don't have to figure anything else out. It's easy. And it's a month in, like everything I can get done in a month, 5 weeks, brand therapy, you're done. And then booking a keynote for January. That's it. And if it's not going toward that, I'm very skeptical of how I spend my time with that. I've even now denied, I've never done this, Matt. I've started like asking people qualifying questions if they get referred to me or if they found me at a networking event or they somehow had my contact and they want to do a one-on-one. And I used to take every one-on-one because I just liked meeting people and I need to talk to people to grow. Mm-hmm. And now I'm just so skeptical. I'll ask them like qualifying questions, kind of like a dick, over email to see if it's even a one-on-one that's worth my time. And there's been a couple that have come in recently and I'm like, I don't find any synergy with this person or their business at all. And it's just another one-on-one to get on their calendar. And the answer is no.
Well, I mean, that one's tough though. Maybe it's because we're in different shoes. I get a lot of meetings where I know these guys, because I sell a product, I know these guys are tire kickers. Like they're window shoppers. They're not going to buy, right?
Yeah.
But I still take the call and I do it.
Not me, not now.
Well, hold on. I'll say I know we're in different shoes, but I'll say why. So I know before the Zoom call starts, this is going nowhere because I look at the email, I look at the name, I look at the website. I know where this is going. And how they're wording the email too. I know typically where it's going.
Yeah.
I still take the call because one, it's good exercise for me, right? These are people going to ask like 100 questions and not going to buy anything.
Yes.
Well, the real buyers do not ask 100 questions. They ask only the questions they couldn't find answers to from the website.
Right.
Or wherever else, right? This is a good exercise for me to always be prepared for any call because I'm never going to prepare these 100 questions ever. So someone is basically the internet is just like, hey, here's a refresher.
Okay. So I like that. I don't need refresher right now. I'm so refreshed.
If you don't need it, that is perfect.
I'm squeaky clean. Yeah. I am like, you are intentional about my time of you can help me or I can help you and I can clearly see it in how you email me or game's over, dog. I'm not doing it. I'm just not right now.
Then the second piece is I have had a lot of those tire kickers come back a year or two later. And then buy without even needing another meeting.
Because they met you.
What happened, what actually, this is like about 80% for those type of people that come in, what they say is, I also talked to other businesses and no one gave as much information as you did.
Wow, that's cool. Okay. You might be inspiring me for next year.
Everyone, right? If you kind of think in their shoes, they love going on the call and just like, here's 100 questions from ChatGPT. Let's go ask them. So they'll do that for all these companies. And then,
what should I ask Matt, the founder of Chip?
It's hilarious. I'll know it, and I just can't say anything about it because it'll make me sound rude. But,
oh no.
But anyway, so what will happen is later down the road they'll come back and be like, Matt, you have the best product on the market because they. From their purview, they did the best research and they did the best interviewing. They did the best qualifications.
Yeah. So, and then they already met you and you gave them a time of day.
Right. And not every time they'll come back and lead. But what that means is like, every call does, I mean, at least for a product company like mine, every call does matter because my time is asynchronous.
Yeah.
It's not my, whether I put the time in now or I put the time in or wherever, I see it back. I don't know when, I don't think it's to choose, but I will see that come back as value at a later point in time.
Yeah.
Whether it's a sale, whether it's because it was refreshing my memory and the subsequent calls made those easier because of it, it's something. So that's why I actually just always take calls, but I am very conscious of time.
So if you're listening to this, schedule time with Matt because he'll take your call. And now, if it's with me, make it March and we'll talk.
I will take the call, but I'm causing enough time. People like running over, I'll be like, hey, look, I got another meeting on the calendar. I can't stay too long. But yeah, I will always, I think that's probably why my business became an easier thing to grow, because that's something, I always believe there's things that you have to do that don't scale. One of them is taking every call that does not scale. But what I've done is I deferred more things so I can still take calls.
That's great.
I don't know when that'll stop, but as of right now, like that's just
take the call.
That could be the forever thing that makes my business unique and distinct. Like that's why it's another thing too. Like our customers stay long because we just, they'll answer it's very simple. They ask questions, we just answer. It's very simple. They'll ask me like, why do you guys like our company? It's like, not besides the product, you have good support. It's like, I just don't understand how other businesses just don't answer email.
Right.
Like it's very simple.
I agree with you on that. And we actually had another episode a long time ago about that stupid exterminator, remember? And I called 3 or 4 different ones you called me back. And I don't understand. I agree with that. Like, just take the call or just answer the question.
Who you hire for customer support
valuable.
is every role
customer
in the company is really important, but customer support, like hire the right people who care.
Yeah. And also closing the loop, right? I'm not an asshole. I don't just ignore it. I say, look, I don't think right now is the best time. Let's look.
You're reading it at least, right? You're not disregarding it, right? So that's important. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it for us today. Thanks for listening to my update. I was excited to share that with you. And I'm going to leave with this because this was a huge eye opener today. I just applied and you just go. You go forward and you figure it out. Do I have the keynote written? No. Do I have an outline? Yes, absolutely. Am I ready to talk on it? Sure. Could I get up on stage and wing the entire thing because it's me and my voice and my language? Absolutely. But there will be practice. But I think there's just so many years that I look back and not activating on some of these things and how easy it is to just do it. And we always say that, like, what would you say to your younger self? Like, just do it. Just get out of your own way and do it. The faster you start, you just go. So I just am excited I started, finally. It only took a few months of paralysis, but we're here.
Wait till you do it every day. Wait till you get every one of those every day.
Right?
You got a different dimension.
I know. Yeah.
All right.
This is
cool.
Great. Thanks, Matt.
Talk to you later.
Bye.